And Grit No Grind podcast is back. Let's go. So, as you can see, the thumbnail, I have the same thumbnail as last time. It's also why I couldn't do a Friday podcast right before the matches. I've been super busy right now, but I'm hoping to get back in. I'm hoping to fix that in the future. But right now, I want to talk about what just happened. Valverde is out. Big news. Apparently, the players were talking shit about it. I tried to research it myself and didn't see any of this. But players were liking stuff on Instagram. I don't have an Instagram right now. I don't have an Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. But players were liking that Valverde was fired. Someone said that I tried to look this myself and couldn't find it, but apparently someone said that Frankie De Jong said finally can enjoy practice again. Shade was thrown. They replaced him with former Real Betis coach. I think it's former Real Betis coach. Let me see. Barcelona new manager. But I'm interested to see what he'd do because I don't know this guy at all. But I'm interested to see what he'd do. Kike Setien. Let's see. I hope I'm saying that properly, Kike Setien. But, he has big shoes. He has a big role to come into. And yeah, former Real Betis coach. He has a big opportunity he has to take advantage of. It's going to be a tough job. Messi's late in his career. He's going to retire sometime. Who knows when? This is when stuff gets hectic. What is it? Barcelona only had 16 losses and they all hated him Valverde for it. They're not messing around at this time, This new guy, Setien, is going to have to step it up drastically. I think, also another thing I want to talk about is the other Valverde, Federico Valverde. Absolutely amazing what he did. Won Real Madrid the game. Got praise from Diego Simeone for what he did to his own team. That red card was brilliant. I compare it to what Suarez did with the handball that against, I think it was Ivory Coast. I forgot which team it was. A long time ago. I think 2010 World Cup. But he got a red card with his hand. He blocked a shot with his hands and got a red card for it. And they missed the penalty and won Uruguay the game. That's what basically happened here. It's the same thing. Great play. Amazing what he did for it. And great that people acknowledged it too. Some people were acting like he was sad about it. I don't think he was sad about it. I think he knew what had to be done and had to kind of put on a face, It doesn't take a genius to figure out what he did there was great and great for his team. Won them the game. That dude is the future of Real Madrid. I can't wait to see more of it. Also, what happened over the weekend were a bunch of games. You saw Man City just annihilate Aston Villa. Felt really bad for Aston Villa. First two goals, man. So 6-0 is how much they lost by. But I would say this: the first two goals are Danny Drinkwater, all him. I mean, I guess he's adapting the new team. He hasn't really been playing that much since he came from Chelsea. It's just. And when you score two goals, it just changes the game completely. And, it's not, it is his fault, but it's also like, man, he hasn't been starting games. He hasn't been playing many games. Like, he comes into this new team. He has to figure things out. So I feel for him. And then Nick Pope, I felt like he should have saved that third goal. After that, Man City just turned on the burners, kept going all the way to 6-0. I forgot who is that number 30 center half for Hofsa? I forgot his name for Aston Villa. He really messed him up in the back too. He wasn't doing too great. Konza and Mings, I felt like we're doing good. That fifth goal by Aguero was, even though Mings was covering it, I thought Mings did a good job of tracking it. I think his name was Hofsa, number 30 for Aston Villa, came in and almost took out Tyrone Mings before he even took out Aguero. And Aston Villa are now in the relegation zone, and I feel bad for him. I feel like they're going to lose some players. I doubt Grealish, McGinn, Mings, maybe even El Ghazi. Well, Ghazi will probably stay. I doubt any of these other players really want to stay on a team that will go to the championship that's here below. But it's time. You have to wait and see. Hopefully they get it back together. Hopefully they don't go in the championship. Hopefully they can stay up top and keep going. You saw Watford finally back in form. Ismail Assar is so good. He was involved in both the goals they scored against Bournemouth to get out of relegation, and keep Bournemouth in relegation. And that was very well much needed. Saw Troy Deeney come back, score again. Great captain. What else? Oh, Liverpool and Tottenham. Okay, that game was good. Liverpool just showing again how they're insanely good, unreal talent. Where did it start? Where to even start? I'm gonna start with, let's say, I'm gonna start with Tottenham. Their players did not seem like they wanted to even be there. The only person they had playing well was Lucas Moura, and Liverpool knew that and kept bullying the hell out of him, just constantly just bullying him. And it was absolutely great tactics to watch. Honestly, they were just constantly hitting him, fouling him, doing whatever you can, and getting away with it. They got basically all their yellow cards, Moura, and then you saw one time when Moura was through and the goalkeeper is out, and Van Dijk does this. I think things like this is why Van Dijk's the best center half in the world right now. He does this thing. He puts his arm over Lucas Moura, but does so where it stops him a little bit, but doesn't do it long enough for the ref to like fully be comfortable to call something. And that shit was just amazingly smart to do. And like this, it's just unbelievable. And just constantly dictating the backfield. Firmino's goal was really good on Tanganga. Tanganga had a debut, and it could have just been his face, but he just seemed like he didn't want to be there. And a lot of players just didn't seem like they wanted to be there. You saw Lo Celso, I think it was RA threw in a great cross. Lo Celso almost hit it, and it's a hard, like, diving cross, but he has to hit those in. He would have tied the game. But they had that opportunity, just mainly on the counterattack. Liverpool remained the control in the game. But yeah, Tottenham didn't seem like they wanted to be there. Liverpool were playing great, as they have been this whole season. I think this was the game against Tottenham that gave him the best Premier League start ever in Premier League history. My problem with it is it should kind of have an asterisk around it just because of the whole VAR thing. But I don't know, that kind of opens up the question. It's like, I never fully saw the Arsenal Invincibles thing. Did they have a bunch of calls going their way too? Do you need a bunch of calls? It opens up the question. It's like, do you need a bunch of calls to go your way? And maybe a little help from the refs to get that really good invincible streak or even become the Invincibles. Are those titles even worth it or worth wondering? Because that there's going to have to be something behind it. You never know. I don't know. I think that's the thing for people to answer, to think about. Is that even worth bringing up? Because now you see people saying, like, they got there because of VAR. 100%. They would not be Invincibles right now. They're not Invincibles yet, but they would not be unbeaten right now without VAR. So something to bring up is should it even be mentioned, or should it have an asterisk around it? Or it's like, the rules are the rules. Even if it was obvious that there was some trickery behind it, rules are rules. I would like to see what people say to that. But you also had what was the game? What was it? You had Southampton beat Leicester, and Leicester are now, let me look at the table. They're now below Man City for sure. But I was just surprised that Southampton beat Leicester. That was absolutely ridiculous. Danny Ings not megging the keeper at the end. Yeah, Leicester are now at 45 points, 2 points behind Man City, and Man City are 14 points behind the Liverpool. I think it's safe to say Liverpool win it unless they absolutely just keep botching their games right now. But I think there's no way at all that any team other than like Man City can beat Liverpool. I'd be shocked if anyone could. He saw Wolves tie Newcastle. Nothing really to say there. They should be winning that, but Newcastle's getting good. Almiron's goal was really good, really powerful. I'm actually surprised he had a shot like that for him. Chelsea and Burnley. You saw Chelsea tear apart Burnley. Man United and Norwich. Man, I keep wanting Norwich to come back and do well. I hear Buendia has like the second most chances created behind De Bruyne. And, they're still, like, Norwich, I'm pretty sure, still at the bottom of the table. And they lost 4-0 to Manchester United. Some things are just defensive errors, I think they just need to get their defensing fixed right now. But, yeah, and then you have Sheffield beat West Ham. That's embarrassing for West Ham, honestly. West Ham should never be losing that. Sheffield is higher ranked right now. They have a bunch of players that aren't, like, really big names, but are very solid, and they're like 6th right now. So I mean, technically, if you look at the table, they should be, but West Ham has way too good players. Their players are way too good to be losing things like that. That makes no sense. It's unbelievable. Everton, let me see Everton's match under Ancelotti won. Oh yeah, beat Brighton 1-0. Richarlison his goal was absolutely immense. That curl on that, the way he was going one direction, absolutely turned, just knew where the goal is. Great striker goal. Cannot complain. Just such beauty right there. That guy is something special. I remember thinking when he played for Watford, right? I remember saying like my friends, I was like, man, Richarlison's Watford's best player. Like, nah, it's Pereira. I was like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Richarlison is where it's at. And now he's showing it at Everton. I'm happy for him. 22 years old, young. Yeah, Watford just tearing it up. But yeah, I think that's all I kind of want to talk about for this time. I'm really busy right now. I got to go back to doing stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to give more input upcoming this right before match days this week. What else? Oh, this is what had me sad. It was debated. It was given earlier that Barcelona already had their. It was leaked that Barcelona already had their manager before they sacked Valverde, and I was hoping it was Pochettino. I really want to see that. That's like I want to see that so bad. If a matchup between of Barcelona with Pochettino, I think that would be some of the most beautiful football. I think they'd win so much under Pochettino, but sadly they didn't get it. Hopefully this guy is really good. I have high hopes just because Barcelona always seems like they know what their management always seems like they know what they're doing. But we'll see. All right, this is it. Before these next upcoming matches, I will do another one of these, post it, let me know what you think. Peace out.